We're recording.
Recording, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Two Black Girls, One Rose.
Where two black-ass girls finally invade a black dating show.
Ready to love.
I'm Natasha.
And I'm Justine.
And Justine's back from Aruba and she's 30. Shout out. Oh, God. This is a new era.
It's a new decade.
It's a new decade now.
Yeah.
The 20s are past us. Or past you. I still have a week to go.
You still got a week to fuck up everything.
I still got a week. Fuck up my whole life, my last week of my 20s. While out. Because when you turn 30, I mean, there's expectations now. You got to act right.
There are. Yeah. I think the Real Housewives have kind of like pushed that down to 68, but it's not really.
That's true. That's true.
There be really grandmas on there like getting fucked up.
Wilding out, making 45 look treacherous.
Yes.
Or like you can wild out even up to 45. Like, yes. That's wild.
But in regular life with real normal people, 30 is, you gotta have it together.
How does it feel? Does it feel? We were just talking about this off the podcast, but
yeah.
What are you thinking?
It didn't feel scary till it got here. I wasn't scared to be 30 until I was. Boo. And I was like, oh my God. Like, fuck. Yeah. I just like, oh my God, I feel my ovaries quaking. Like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Your ovaries quaking.
Oh my God. Like,
but they say 30, so 20 is like the decade of like finding yourself and you live, young, wild, and free. At the end of the 20s, you kind of like get it together a little bit. You're getting closer to your truest self. And then they say 30s where you've like found yourself. So now it's just like establishing things like home, family, marriage, like career, like getting all those things like all lined up in a row. So it should be exciting. We won't be like fluttering in the wind, flustered much longer, hopefully.
No, it's definitely like I feel like I put the last, not the last ever, but really the last brick of the foundation for my emotional stability on this trip. And just felt like my emotional and spiritual health and well-being came to a height that it's never been.
Wow. Yeah. So it was like a nice culminating round to 29.
Like
to the end of your
everything I wondered about myself and like why I'm this way and why I do this, and even questions that we've asked on the podcast, I asked myself and found the answer when I was out by myself in the most beautiful island ever. So
yeah. Wait, so when you went down there, did you go down with like an agenda? Like, these are things I want to like discuss and like cover, reflect on? Or did you just like, did you bring a journal with like different prompts? Like, or did you just kind of let it flow?
I brought a journal and I knew I was going to have to pour. And just with that knowledge of knowing I would have to pour out to myself, that was what I got out of it. And I got out of so many good lessons. I highly, 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 highly recommend everybody go on vacation. Don't be going to some random destination like I was trying to go to Woodstock, okay? Go on a nice vacation. Go to Aruba. Go to Bermuda, okay? Alone. Highly recommend it.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. And I really feel like, you know how you and I will always have like New Orleans, and I always have like these destinations. I feel like me and God will always have Aruba. You know what I mean?
Yes. Because something special happened down there. Like you deepen your connection with yourself, with God, with whatever the hell. Like you just kind of came full circle on all things to do with you, spiritual awakening. And that's, can't take that lightly. That will be remembered always. Nice. Remembered in a way, remembered in a way that is more memorable and special than if you just go on like a little party vacation weekend. with some friends or whatever, which are always fun too. But like there is something about having like a solo spiritual, just like connect with yourself vacation. Love it. Good for you, friend. Proud of you.
And next week, Natasha's going to Hawaii.
Yes.
Yeah.
Girl, I can't wait. Yep. It's here. I've been talking about Hawaii for like 4 years. Been trying to go for a very long time. Almost went with my family last year, and then that crumbled. And then my sister ended up still going without me. She went to some like medical conference.
That's right.
And I was so pissed. Yes, she went without me. By the time she like figured out she was going, I had already didn't have the money for it and had already planned like a little weekend trip somewhere else. So like I couldn't go. So I'm like, finally, this is happening. I am going, and it's gonna be a nice long 10-day. I will say I was gonna say cut off like the world, but I'm gonna be reading my emails. I got work to do.
And you'll still be in the U.S., so that's tough. You can't be like, I had no service. Like,
right, exactly. So I mean, I recently, again, can't remember if I mentioned this on the podcast, but like left my job over the summer, and I'm doing like a new thing with this nonprofit that I'm kind of directing. So I'm the boss.
Are directing, huh? What? Who kind of direct? No, she's the director.
Feels weird to say out loud.
Ava DuVernay of the nonprofit.
What's the Ava DuVernay? But thank you, I appreciate that. But it's a small little nonprofit. It's not like huge, large scale, but still, yes, doing important work. But because it's so small, I can't just be like, okay, bye guys, the executive's on vacation. Like, no, I have to like still at least check my email at least once a day.
Yeah.
And this week I'm working like crazy to try to set up as much shit as possible so that I can like actually really rest on the vacation, not be like stressing about stuff. So, but yeah, no time I will be there. I will be 30. I will join you in the 30 club.
Yeah.
And I am back. And yeah, by our next episode, we'll be 2 30-year-olds.
Yes.
When did we start this podcast? We were 20.
We're
27.
Just turned 20. Fresh 28-year-olds. It was
28.
December 2017.
Right. Oh, so we've closed out our 20s with you guys.
Oh my gosh, guys.
And now you'll be with us as we embark into this next scary ass journey called the 30s. Shout out to anybody who's in their 30s. Send us tips. What should we do?
I hear from everybody that it's better than 20s. Literally everybody.
Yeah. Because 20s is scary. You're figuring out so much. But 30s, yeah, I have heard it's just like you've become so much closer to who you are, who you're meant to be, that it's just kind of like solidifying things.
Yeah.
Like the major things, house, marriage, career, all that stuff, just all coming in alignment, which is nice. So yeah, that's where we're at in our lives. We do also have a podcast.
We do.
Where we talk
Sorry.
about a show called Ready to Love. So let's get to that.
Yep.
That was a very good episode. They're off anytime they go on a trip. It's always just like drama and like good stuff goes down. So, and we're down to like the wire now. Like the finale is like 2 weeks or so. So it's not that many people left, and it's getting tense because people need to start making decisions, and the girls are tired of waiting. So, what were your initial thoughts?
Yes. So this is the first time The Bachelor. Oh my God, The Bachelor. Bye. This is the first time Ready to Love pulled off a Bachelor-like edit where they decided to just cut it off at a cliffhanger. I don't know who's going home, and
there was no like elimination. Kind of dun 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 to be continued. Yeah. Even though I know that Reva needs to go. She's got to go. But okay. Who else? You're wasting time, Reva. Should have been gone.
Yeah, I know. And then also we're seeing Bros Before Hoes, like live in the flesh.
Bros Before Hoes.
Active on this episode.
Who's that? Bros Before Hoes.
Well, when the guys were all discussing the ladies, and they all have this agenda that is so incredibly foggy. And they've all just agreed that it's fine.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Like Mario with his 2 and London with his 2, and they're still on this whole like.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta give me patience. Like I gotta figure it out still. It's like, okay, let's wrap this up now.
Yeah. Yep. And you all eliminated 2 women based off of them merely speaking to other men in front of you. So.
Very true.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay.
Very true.
Sure. Yeah. And then just as people, as us who are on Twitter during this show, it's really great to see this show be a topic of conversation for Twitter. It was the first time Ready to Love was like really highly trending in the US. So shout out to Will Packer, shout out to Owen. And because there were so many themes to talk about, like men's loyalty to each other, women's friendship, women having a man become between 2 women. And I just really love any piece of media that starts the conversation. Like this is how it felt faintly like Insecure. You know how Insecure on Twitter,
everybody's debating.
And Insecure is like a real moment.
Love it.
Yeah. And it just felt a little bit like that. Everybody was kind of going back and forth and talking with the castmates.
Cool.
And it was really, really interesting. So I love that. I love any piece of black media that does that.
Nice.
So. Yep. What about you, friend? What'd you think?
For me, London is tiring me out. Like,
oh, okay.
Your time is up. Like, enough of the, I have 2 different connections, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, I need you guys to be patient. It's like, bro, there's 5 people left. You need to make up your mind. Like, you have to know by now. Why are we still going back and forth? Like, he's given the same excuse that he's been given from when he first met Alexis and Divine. It's like, we're at the point now. Let's go. Like, everyone's tired of him. The Riva Tandy friends versus associates conversation was very interesting. I have a lot to say on that. Definitely when we get down deeper. It's interesting that like friendship is like, I don't know if I'm going to say this right or the phrase right, but like how like a friend, the way they kind of made it look like friendship is in the eye of the beholder. Like there's 2 people in it. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making any sense. There's 2 people in the friendship, but each person can look at the other person at a different level. Like that could be my best friend or I could be an associate to you. Like it depends on who's looking at the friendship. So I thought that was very interesting. And yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on Riva and Tandy. And then my last thought was, it's just so interesting how Brent has just skirted under the radar, literally hasn't opened up until like last week, and somehow is now going to snag Alexis, who's been like the quote unquote hot commodity of the whole trip. And he literally just started talking. Like what? But as she said, he kind of just like played it cool. I think it was Divine. He played it cool, didn't get involved in any drama, took his time, just silently scoping out the field, and now he's somehow like made it all the way to the end and is gonna like probably steal Alexis for London. So
probably.
Yeah. But yeah, those were my thoughts.
Hey guys, that's a little taste of this week's episode. If you want to hear the full recap,
head on over to patreon.com/2blackgirls1rose and sign up to get weekly recaps and other Bachelor content from us.
See you next week.